I'm doing this video because my friend asked me to. She said I should speak on the power of smile and positive gestures, which I thought was great. Now, smiling and positive gestures they're simple, yet powerful tools in our daily lives. A smile is contagious. When you smile, it invites others to smile back. And so it creates a ripple of positivity, And research shows that smiling releases endorphins. Endorphins are special chemicals in our brains, and they make us feel good, they reduce stress, they elevate our mood. What's there not to like? I think sometimes because of people's upbringing, if you've had an upbringing where things were very strict, your parents were very hard on you, very strict with you, you might have lost that sense of smile, that ease, and that ability to be relaxed within you enough to smile and enjoy life. And I see a lot of adults who have grown up that way. The problem is that it can be a hindrance in their relationships. And sometimes they're not often aware that the way they behave, their attitudes of the way they encounter other people, looking so strict or not smiling or not showing emotion, can actually affect other people negatively. There's an atmosphere you carry around you if you're that sort of person, and you may not be aware of it. It's like someone who is smelling, but they don't even know they're smelling. Others can perceive the odor on you, but you're not aware of it. So you might go through life always with this serious look and this serious sort of mindset, no smiling, I don't have time to laugh, I don't have time to be light, everything has to be serious, and not realize that this is damaging your relationships. Such people might struggle with relationships and not know why they're having issues with different people in their relationships. You find them, they're not at peace in their own homes with their spouses, they're not at peace with their children, they're not at peace in the workplace. In the workplace, they're upset with their manager, they're upset with their colleagues. They're easily upset with things, because they have this idea that things must be done in a certain way, and anything not done in that particular way, they find it offensive. I remember reading about a guy who would watch a television show where somebody was discussing an issue, and this man would get so worked up and so upset with the person in the TV speaking that he would almost want to break his television. I'm like, the person there is living their best life. What's your problem? Why don't you let them be? Why don't you let people be? Why don't you have enough slack to you yourself loosen up, enjoy life, and let others enjoy it? Don't be the dark cloud in people's sunshine, because nobody will want you in that case. Everybody will just want to avoid you because you bring with you a cloud. People do not realize there's something about you. There's an aroma about you that people sense, and it can put them off. But a positive gesture like a nod or a handshake or a warm greeting, it signals openness and trust. These small actions can transform your interactions. It can make people feel valued and understood around you. In your professional and personal settings, a genuine smile or friendly gesture can break down barriers, can enhance your communication and create a sense of connection. I wish more people knew that. I see people struggle. I have people coming to see me in the consultation, and you can immediately see how they are damaging their relationships. And they're not seeing it themselves. They're not realizing that they are the problem because of their sort of negativity. And unfortunately, when you're negative, you're putting yourself on that frequency of negativity, and then you're attracting other negative things to yourself. Because our attitudes are frequencies. Okay, if you have a positive, happy, cheerful attitude, you're more likely to attract things along that frequency. In a world that often feels rushed and disconnected and lonely and stressful, these small gestures remind us of our shared humanity. It reminds us that we're human beings, that we're all in this together. So let's harness that power, that's ability to smile. Let's create environments where there's positivity, where there's kindness, okay, where we can allow people to thrive. Do you know that your smile can make a difference? I feel so sad when I hear people commit suicide. Honestly, it's sad really when these sort of things happen, and you just wonder if the person would maybe still be here if someone had smiled at them, if someone had said a kind word to them, if someone had esteemed them in one way or the other. So as we go out, I think we need to be more mindful, the sort of aroma we spread. What does your presence do to other people? Do people feel comfortable with you? Are you the sort of person that people feel comfortable with? Are you easily upset, easily fly into a rage? In a house, in your home, that can actually affect the atmosphere in the home. And affect children, can affect your spouse, can affect people around you. When people make simple changes, I remember reading the story of a man who was that sort of very strict, straight-faced, never smiling, never laughing sort of man. And he went for a talk, a seminar somewhere, and they were talking about the power of smiling, the power of positivity. So he made a commitment that he was going to try and change his attitude. So he got home and the wife opened the door and he actually greeted her with a smile and, "Hello, my dear," gave her a hug. The wife was surprised because he's never done that. He always comes in like he's back from back to war, like he's coming into his own home, like he's coming to fight. This is his own home, his own wife and children. Well, the wife was still watching, wondering what was going on. She made the meal, served this meal, and he was like, "Oh, thank you so much. This food is delicious. I really appreciate that you take time to make my meal." The wife was still like, "What's happened to this man? Is this my husband or is this somebody else?" But things started improving from then. The wife was able to relax, to laugh more, and they just had a wonderful relationship. So the man went back to the seminar. They were meant to report back, and he went back and he told them how it was like a cloud had lifted from his home, and he was sorry that he hadn't realized all these years that he was actually the dark cloud in the home. He was the one affecting everybody else, simply because he had grown up thinking that was the manly thing to do. A lot of men are that way. They think that by being serious-faced and never smiling and talking harshly to their families or their people around them, it will make them seem more manly. I really don't think so, to be honest. I often refer back to my own dad. My dad was a huge guy. If you know my dad, he was tall. I'm very handsome, actually. I loved my dad so much, but he was in tune with his emotions. He wasn't perfect. There's no one who is perfect, but he was an example of a man who was actually in tune with his emotions. Okay, my dad would laugh, he would play, he would dance. He was relaxed around his kids. He didn't feel the need to be strict on us that way. Of course, he was quite strict. You dare not do the wrong thing. But he was in tune. I think he understood how his own attitudes would affect us. And he was a doctor, he was a public health physician, so maybe that helped him as well. But if you're listening to this, you don't need to be a doctor. I just want you to understand that your smile can make a difference. And yes, there are times for strictness, there are times to be serious. I am a very, very serious person. I'm taking care of human beings, human lives, so I am very serious. However, I'm also one for laughing, for dancing, for smiling, and I love to have a relaxed atmosphere around me. Whenever I'm in a gathering, I'm quick to get people around me relaxed. I don't want anything uptight. And if you're coming to meet me, you're not sure how I'm going to be, you can be sure that once we meet, I'm going to go right in to relax you immediately. Because I don't believe in people being uptight, having that attitude of, "I'm so serious, you better approach me with respect and all that." And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not respectful. You can be respectful and also friendly. It helps people to relax. And honestly, we have to look after each other. We have to be kind to one another. People are struggling. People are struggling in their marriages, in their workplaces, and even among the young people, there's a lot of anxiety and depression. So we have to understand that we can smile more, we can loosen up a bit more, and just give people a lot more slack. I know my talk is different from my usual talk, but I felt compelled to do it because my friend mentioned it. And in addition, the patients I see, I really think if they were a bit more positive, it will help them. Unfortunately, positivity is not taught in schools. So how are people going to learn it? Maybe by sharing this video. So please share the video, okay? And you put a smile on your own face and be positive. Now, have a lovely day, and I'll see you back in my next video. Bye.